Hi guys, this is a video that will look at the pilot kit, the 4-channel pilot. I used to buy online these pilots that could only move the head left and right. And it was fine, but I would like something more than that for my scale jets and airplanes. So I thought, okay, let's think how could we make the head move left and right, up, down? Because the arms are pretty simple. You just install a servo where the shoulder would be and make the arm go up and down. But how can I make the head go up and down and left and right at the same time? So I did some, I made some drawings and try this, try that. This didn't work. This kind of worked until I got the right formula. So now these pilots, they move the arms up and down, they move the head left and right, and the neck up and down, okay? So using my 3D printer, I made in my garage some 20 or 25 different ways of making those 4 channels accomplish the movements at the same time. So basically this is the final product, which I will be selling online. Not because I need to make any money, just because it's a hobby thing and I enjoy doing these things. So this is basically the torso and the butt. So if you take the G.I. Joe action figure apart, if you take the clothes off, this is basically what you get right here. And so I came up with this system for the shoulders. So there's a ball bearing that holds it in place. So basically, the servo moves the shoulder up and down. And this is connected to the biceps, which moves up and down also. And of course, we got 4 servos. We have 3 metal servos, high torque, which is right arm, left arm, and head left and right. And a very tiny servo, which there was no metal gear servo, so I had to go with plastic. Little tiny one, 3.5 gram servo, which the only function is to make the neck go up and down. Okay? So this video, it's going to show how to put it together. And the name of my company is MiamiAnimatronics because I live in Miami. And Animatronics because it's a solid object that moves. Okay, so I'm gonna pan the camera down and we're going to build this thing together. It takes me probably an hour to build one of these, and for somebody who's never done it, it might take 1.5 hours, 2 hours. That's about it. All right, so I'm gonna pan the camera down and we can build this thing together. So let's do that. Okay, so this is the kit right here. This is what comes out of the bag. We have the torso, two shoulders, two bearings, two biceps, one neck, and one attachment to the head. It goes like this, right here. Okay. The servos for the arms. They actually go down here. The servo for the neck, for the head actually going left and right. The servo that moves the neck up and down. This is the controller. It's a 6-channel controller that you attach the servos to it. Although it's a 6-channel, we're only going to use 4 channels. You hook this up to your laptop and then you program, okay, I want the right arm to go up, I want the left arm to go down, I want the neck to go left, so this is the brain that controls the pilot. And this is programmable. Once it's programmed, you turn it on and forget about it. All right? Because this 3.5 gram servo is so tiny, it can take no more than 4.8 volts. So if you're using a life battery, a LiPo battery, or whatever battery, and you exceed the 4.8 volts max voltage, you will burn this servo. And I burned a lot of them until I realized what was going on. So you will get also a voltage regulator. So you can put up to 30 volts here, and you get about, I adjusted to 4.6 volts. That way we know for sure that we're not gonna burn that little tiny servo. Okay, here's a piece of wire that we're going to need to connect the servos to the arms and the neck. And that's pretty much it. So basically, once we're done, this is what you get. The arms, the head, you need to get out of a G.I. Joe. You just buy them online. Then I'm going to show you how to do all that. We're going to cut the arms, glue them, cut the head, glue it. So this is basically what you get when you're done. Here are the 4 servos, which are going to be hooked up to the 6-channel controller. So you have 2 channels left, which if you have some imagination, you can hook this up to the cockpit somewhere, and you can make, I don't know, a radar turn or lights blinking, whatever you want to do. So we're going to turn this into this eventually. All right? So let's start. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to remove these leftover plastic here from the 3D printer. Just grab a sandpaper. Doesn't need much, but just enough to make it nice and pretty. You can see the holes here, see? You can just remove those little plastic barbs. Make it nice and pretty. Doesn't have to be much, just enough to make it pleasant to the eye. Besides, this plastic here, this printer plastic called PLA, does not enjoy a lot of sanding. So you guys just do what you think you want to do to make it nice to the eye. But sanding it or not sanding it's not gonna hurt anything or help anything, really. Just makes it look nice. If you want to prime it, you can. If you want to put some putty here, you can. But none of that is required because the final product is going to be this here. See? But I'm sure some people rather make it super nice, and that's up to you. I'm only going to do what's required. See the dog bone? The biceps? Because of the 3D printer, it comes with a little ridge here. You can leave this here if you wish, but I like to keep everything round. So I'm going to remove this here. The way I do it, I use the knife to remove the large piece, and then I got my Dremel tool here to remove the rest, just a little bit, and then make this round. But once again, you don't need much, just a little bit, because you don't want to remove much plastic, because this plastic is what causes friction with the shoulder to hold the arm in place. Just that, just a little bit, that's all it takes. You know, lately I've been using this. Let me show you. I went on Amazon and I bought these women nail polish, nail files. This one is an 80/80. So I just go a couple of times, go round and round. And that should be enough. Not much. My dentist always says, I can take as much as I want in one go, but if I take too much, it's way more work to replace what I took, then take a little bit at a time. Okay, that's enough. So I'm not gonna spend the whole day showing you what to do here, because I gotta do these parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these parts. I'm gonna sand them, and then I'll come back, okay? Okay, now let's install the servos for the arms. See, there's that little notch here, so the wire can go through it. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Let me just remove that plastic barb here. Just right there. There you go. There's one. There's two. Now let's drill the holes so we can secure the servos. Okay, 4 holes. One. It is pretty simple. 2. And the last one. Okay, now the the 2 servos and the 4 screws are in place. So this is the butt of the pilot. This is the front. Okay. Now let's do the shoulders. Here's one shoulder. So we grab the ball bearing, slide through it. If it doesn't go through it right away, let's grab the file and just file a little bit at a time, because if you can, it won't hurt anything, but if you can make the bearing just stiff enough to go through instead of sliding easily, you know, the less play we have, the better. The less play, the better. Okay, let's give it a try again. A little bit more. There you go. Okay. Right there. And this piece, it's gonna go, we're gonna put a drop of glue here in the end. Then we're going to drill a little hole here for the wire. But this we'll do it later, because I want the angle to maximize the travel of the shoulder. So let's do the other shoulder quick. We can adjust the angles in such a way that will maximize the servo travel, and you will understand why in a little bit. Hold on. So this one, I did too much. There's just a little bit of play. It's no big deal, but I rather not have any play. That's all right. Okay. So now, let's grab a couple servo arms. There's one of them. Okay, let me show you what I mean by the angle of the shoulder. The arm goes like that. Okay, this one goes up and down like this, and this one goes down this way. Okay, so if you can imagine the wires here, see the wire going up and down like this. Now we can maximize the travel by adjusting this angle. So let's do this. Let's put the biceps on him. We'll put the biceps here. There. Let's adjust it so it's at a 90-degree angle. See, this one is not at a 90. It's a little bit off. There you go. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Now, let's put the bearing in the center. There. This is how it goes, right? So if the servo arm is going to go up and is going to make the arm go up, the best angle is for this to be more or less right about here. See what I mean? Look, it's hard to turn, but you can see what I mean right there. Right there. Okay, so let's glue it more right about there. So let me get the glue ready and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's put a dab of super glue on the connector for the shoulder, making sure it's at a 90-degree angle in every way. 90 this way, 90 this way. There you go, right about here, okay? While this one dries, let's do the other one. I already measured the angle on this one. Now I'm just making it a 90-degree angle. There you go. Okay, so now let's make this one look pretty. Let me grab the other wheel. Not much, just a little bit, just to make it flush and nice and neat. Doesn't need much. Okay, the bearing goes in the center, right there. Okay, now let's drill the holes on the arms for the wires to go through. So this wire, this rod is gonna go right in there, okay? So the hole is going to be right about here, right about there. Okay. see. There you go. All right. So that's done. Now, let's adjust the arms so they are in the center, in the neutral position. For that, I'm going to need my servo tester. I'm going to hook up the voltage regulator. I don't have to for these servos, but just so I remember to do it later, because I've forgotten already, and I burned my little tiny 3.5 gram servo because I forgot about it. Okay, there it is. Now you can put up to 30 volts on this side, and you get 4.6 volts here. All right, so let's hook up the servo. Okay, so this one is gonna go here like this. Okay, and the other one is gonna go over here like this. That way they have full travel and they don't interfere with each other. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Now that we know where the neutral is on the servo, we can install the servo arm permanently. Can barely say that word in English. In Portuguese is permanentemente. In English is permanently, something like that. We can attach it for good, forever and ever. Okay, now we can measure and bend the wire in such a way that it will make the arm move up and down. Okay. Now, of course, you can attach this wire to the servo using many different ways. Some people like to do what I do, just bend the wire, put it in a hole. Some people like to put those little micro Dubro fasteners. I like the simple way, so I'm just gonna bend the wire, put it in a hole. Okay, so let me get my pair of pliers. Okay, the first bend I like to do is this one here. It's a, let me see, this is the right side, is a U, basically a U-turn, and I'll show you what I mean. With just a little bit of space so the arm doesn't stick, and you will understand what I mean after we make this here. So let me do I use the radius of the plier, see how it's round here, in order to help me out. You will understand once I do this. So let's turn nice and easy. There you go. See the U-shaped, which is not very tight, just like that. Parallel, but this is gonna go like this. There you go. So we have that little bit of space, but it's kind of tight. I don't like it. So I'm gonna make it, the U is gonna be a little bit wider. So that's how wide I made. I'm gonna make just a tad wider. Just a tad. There you go. That's my tad. Where's the camera? There. Just a tad. So that's a tad right there. So now we put it in there. There you go. Now it feels good. See, the wire can move up and down. And I don't feel any bends, any catches, nothing. So now what we have to do is mark where the next bend is gonna be so it goes into the servo. So this is what I do. With my finger here, my big thumb, I hold the bearing in place. I hold the proper angle so the biceps is almost parallel. Then I put the wire on top of it and I mark where the hole is. Let me show you with the knife. See, that's where it's gonna bend right there. So I'm gonna mark it with my pen, right there. So now I know where the bend is it's gonna go. Where is it? Right. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's right here, okay? So it's gonna be 90 degrees. Now we can do this two ways. We can go into the servo, or we can go, you know, from above, or we can go from under. I think I'm gonna go from under the servo. So this is gonna have to be bent up 90 degrees, right here. So let me make sure it's 90 degrees. There you go. So this is gonna go up. So I like to do things very simple, okay? Okay, so there's 90 degrees there. Now this is gonna go through the servo arm. Now we gotta make another bend to hold it in place. Right about here should be enough. There's the Z band. See that, the Z band? So let's cut right there and see if it works. You know, a lot of this will come with your experience. Make sure it's 90 degrees. And it is. Okay. So this one here is going to go through the servo arm from underneath. I'm going to have to remove this here. There you go. So you don't want any place if you can avoid it, and you don't want anything kind of hard to move. You want everything nice and smooth. That's why I put the bearing there. Okay, so now we'll put this around here. Now we put the servo arm back in place the way it was. Right about there. Put this screw back in. Okay. So there you go. That's arm number one. So let's test it, see if it works. It's this one here. I'm gonna have to hold it. I'm gonna hold the bearing here with this finger. Okay, there you go. Works great. No, I'm gonna do the other arm, which is the same thing, but I'm not gonna film it. Otherwise this tape is gonna, this video is gonna be 2 hours long. So I'll just make it and start filming again. But that's it. All right, let me see if I can do it without holding it. There you go. Okay, look how basic it is and how well it works. All right, well, that's what it looks like with both servos hooked up. Okay, now I'm going to put the chest, the torso in place just to see if everything fits. There he goes. That's it. Very simple, very basic. Everything is in place. Nothing interferes, nothing hits, nothing grabs, nothing sticks. Okay, so now let's build the neck left, neck right servo, which goes right in there. Okay, for that we're gonna have to do it separately. So this is done for now. Let's put this aside. Let's put it right there. Now we're going to use this servo arm and this piece here. It's gonna go like that, so the neck can move left and right. Then this piece goes on top, so the neck can move up and down. Okay, so let's go ahead and drill 2 mini holes here so we can attach the servo arm. You see how the servo arm's longer? After attaching the servo arm, we can go ahead and cut it up, cut the corner up. Okay, so let's go ahead and drill the little holes there. Let me grab a smaller tip here. Okay, let's see, the center, it's right over here. Servo arm's gonna go right in there like that. So let me hold it like this and drill the hole. Right there. I'm gonna use the third hole from the center here. Okay. Let's see if I can do it with this screwdriver, or am I gonna have to get a smaller screwdriver? Come on. There you go. It's off a little bit, so let me make the hole a little bit more to the left. I can measure, of course, measure this, but things are so small, so tiny, it doesn't really matter. It's not all that precise. Some guys will make it very, very precise. I'm more like, let's get it done within the precision of it, you know what I mean? Okay, now we need that other hole. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Okay, now we can cut the corner and make everything flush. Now we remove this again. Let's find the center, the neutral point of this circle here. Right there. That's the center. Now we'll put this here like this. Let's get the boat there. Oh, hold on. So tiny. There you go. There you go. Okay, let's test it. Okay, now the neck moves left and right. Now, we need to put this piece here and drill a hole that will go through the 3 pieces right there. See? The hole is going to have to be straight. Try not to make it flush. Try to give a little bit of room there, see, so it can go up and down. And at the same time, don't drill a hole in such a way that the little tab is hidden. Try to drill it so the little tab is exposed so it can go up and down with the wire. So if you look at the angles here, a hole right about, where's my pen? There. Right about there. Should be enough. So I'm gonna try to do this with 3 hands and 4 arms. See right there? I'm gonna hold it straight like this, and at the same time, try to hold with a little bit of a gap there. So let's go get the drill bit. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do what I think is the most difficult part. We're going to have to drill a hole through the neck here, and the hole is going to have to achieve two things. It's going to have to be straight, so the bolt goes through all three. You know, let's try not to drill at an angle. Let's try to drill straight. And also, let's try to leave a little bit of room here. Okay, so it doesn't hit when it moves. So I'm gonna have to hold and drill at the same time and try to keep it straight. Okay, right about there. All right, let's see. Oh yes, and of course, since the servo, it's gonna be, the arm of the servo is gonna be on this side. The little horn is gonna have to, you know, face to the right here. That way, it can move up and down like that. So let me see if I can hold it correctly, right about there. Turn, there's a gap right there. So let's try to hold it. Let's see, right here. Right here should be good. Okay, so now I'm gonna try not to move anything. See, right about there. Wish me luck. Here we go. Yeah, right about there. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drill this first hole and then line it up. I think that would be easier. At least the first hole is gonna go straight. Let's see. Right there. All right, there's the first hole right there. You know, maybe I can even drill through right now. What do you think? Shall we? Let's see, right? Let me see if I should do that. Yeah, why not? As you know, as I build this, I'm trying different things. See, right there, that looks pretty straight. That looks pretty straight. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this one also. Right there. Okay, let's remove some of the leftover plastic. Here's the bolt. This one I'm just using temporarily because I don't have any more bolts. The kit will come with a bolt that has a nut in the end, and I ran out of them and I haven't received the new batch yet. So this is just for me to use here to make the video, but you get the idea how it's gonna go. That's pretty nice. Look at that. Pretty straight. Pretty straight. Now we just need to drill the hole here. Right there. You know, maybe I can even do this separately instead of do it all together. Maybe I can do it separately. So let me see if I can mark it right about there. I can hold it and mark it with my pen Yeah, let me try it this way separately and see if it works. So we gotta leave a little gap, and we gotta, let me mark it first. Okay, there it is. Okay, beautiful. Doesn't have to be much, because a little bit of an angle here is a lot when the head is in place. Okay, so now let's drill a little hole here for the wire, right there. See that? Right there. And install the 3.5 gram servo. Okay, time to install the tiny servo. Sorry about the noise, but what's the probability that my gardener decides to mow the lawn exactly when I'm making a movie, huh? What's the probability? So here's the tiny servo, which will go in the hole here, like this. And then we can cut the extra right there, because the servo is a little bit wider. So now we can put a drop of glue, we can put some servo tape, or we can put some epoxy. What I like to do is just put a drop of CA glue here, a little drop of here, that's it. That way if you need to replace the servo, you can just break the glue off. And once it's glued in place, we're gonna cut this off, okay? Let me get the glue ready. Okay, put a drop of glue here. Now I'm gonna try to glue it straight instead of, like at an angle like this. Let's try to do everything at a 90-degree angle. So, another drop here. Then one drop on top. And one drop down below. That should do. Should be enough. Right there. Okay. Now we can cut this off here. Or better yet, I'm going to grind that off. Grind it, grind it, grind it. There you go. Okay. Now we have the neck going left and right and up and down. Okay. Now we need to we need to bend the wire that goes there. So let me use this wire here. I made a mistake on this wire here earlier, so I'm not gonna throw it away. I'm gonna reuse it. Let me cut that off, cut this off. There you go. All right, let's see. First cut, or the first bend. Let's do this one here. So we're gonna have to drill a drill. It's already drilled. We have to, there you go, put the wire through the hole. Come on, there you go. And then bend 90 degrees out. So let me mark it right there, right about, let's see, right about here. Let's go this way here. So we'll bend it right there, okay? That's the first 90-degree bend right there. Okay, I think that's too much of an angle, so I'm gonna make another bend here and bring it down 90 degrees. That way it's not gonna force the servo too much. So right there, there's the servo arm. So right there, I'm gonna make a bend 90 degrees down. Right here. Okay, 90 degrees down. Right there. Perfect. Now we need to do another bend 90 degrees on the horizontal. See, I'm trying to make sure the neck is not bent up or bent down. 90 degrees here, nice and easy. Right there. It's about right. Okay. So now we mark it. Right here. Another bend, 90-degree bend. Come on, there you go. Right here. Okay, so it's gonna go this way, 90 degrees this way. Okay, it's pretty much like we did earlier, a Z. It's just a bigger Z with a longer bend. I'm gonna cut it off right here somewhere. If we need to cut it a little bit more, we can do that. Okay, now there it is. So let's see, this is gonna go, which way is this going to go? This way here. So this goes in here like this. And then it goes in here like this. So let's remove the servo arm. Does it fit, or am I gonna have to open a little bit? We need to open the hole a little bit. So just a little turn on this side. A little bit on this side. That should do it. Okay. right about there. It's pretty straight. Nope, a little bit more. There. Right there. Now I'm gonna cut this a little bit so it doesn't snag on the flight suit. See right there. I could have done a better job here as far as 90 degrees concerned, but you guys get the point. I'll make a new one later. I just want to hook it up and see if it's working, and you guys can check the angle, and so you have an idea what has to be done here. Okay, left and right. Now this is the servo that burns if you have the wrong voltage. So let's see. There you go. Okay, neck up, neck down, neck up, neck down. Perfect. So there it is. Let's now install this whole thing inside the in the body. And before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and put the servo screw in there. But I'm not happy with this wire. I'm gonna make a new one. All right, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with the wire. I'll just make one and magically place it here. See, the only thing I have to do is make this bend, this distance, a little bit less. All right, let me see if I can make that. Okay, I think we are finished here. I made a new wire, much better. And there it is. Neck up, neck down. Okay, now let's install this inside the body. So this is one of those things that will involve 3 hands, 4 arms, and a little bit of luck. See this slot here? Cut that little piece of plastic there. This slot is where the servo arm support goes. The servo wire goes through this hole here, and when we close it, make a sandwich. That slot, it's for the other support of the servo, okay? So this basically is gonna go like this. The wire will go through first. Let me see how I did the wire on the other pilot here. Yeah, I went, one wire went on the outside and this wire went on the inside. So let me do it that way. So the neck up and down goes straight, and this one goes out the back. That makes sense. So this one goes in there. Right, just like that. And the wire, we put the wire under the metal rod. The wire goes like this. Okay. Okay, now we'll try to line this up with this here. And also you have to clear all the rods and wires. right about there. Come on, get in there. Line everything up, push it at the same time. There you go. Okay. See how the servo snapped in place? There and there. The wire goes through that. So we got one wire coming out through the butt, one through the bottom. So let's check this out here. Nothing interferes. There's a good gap here, so the neck can rotate around itself. Now all we have to do is put a screw here and here that will hold the sandwich together. Very basic, to the point. So let me get the screw. Sorry about the noise outside, but you know, what's the probability, right? These guys show up once every 2 weeks. No, they had to show up exactly when I'm trying to make a video. So that's the screw right there. I'll screw this baby in. I'm also trying to line up everything, make sure everything is flush. Doesn't have to be very tight, it's just to hold it in place because of the bearing. Okay? Let's get this side now. Okay. Now let's try everything and make sure everything moves and it doesn't interfere. First, I'm gonna do the arms. Let's hook up the arms. Remember the voltage regulator, huh? Otherwise you're gonna burn the neck servo. Okay, there's the right arm. It's not hitting anything, not interfering with anything. Let's do the other arm, which is this one here. Nope. Where is it? Here it is. This one. Okay. Now let's try the neck, left and right. There's the neck, left and right. Now, neck up and down. Okay. Okay, everything works. Well, that's pretty much it. This is the kit. This is what you get when you buy the MiamiAnimatronics kit. Okay. So now we need to turn this into this, into this. All right, so let's do that.